Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth. And also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And I think I'm going to title this Accelerationist. Esau is ready to crash out. Or E is ready to crash out. I don't know if you ever heard of it. You know, we're going to get into it. But first I want to bring out this scripture right here. Because, you know, when you get off into the mind of these Edomites, man, they some sick individuals, man. And really, when you go into this doctrine that they have, it's really, they just fulfilling prophecy, you know. They're just fulfilling prophecy. That's all they doing. So let me pull out this scripture right here. It says, Psalm 64:5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both their inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, man. So they have, you know, these deep thoughts, you know, on what plans they have for society, right? And what they want to do to the masses, man, you know. It also says, man, what's that scripture? It was just in my head, slipped my mind that fast. Remind me of the book of Job, where the Lord say he sealeth the instructions. Hold on, I'll just put in seal, go to the book of Job. Because they're doing this because, you know why? The Most High put it in their spirit to do it. Job 33:15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon man, and the slumberings upon the bed, then he opened the ears of man, and sealeth their instruction. You see? So the Lord, you know, is leading them to do this. So let's get off into this video right here, and you're gonna see, you know, what's on the mind of Esau Edom. And fair use, this is for educational purposes, man. Okay, I'm not making any money off this.
I was horrified when Don told me that he was fired from the news show because of a report about type 2. He
Rich off of a black. You went undercover with a white supremacist organization called the Base?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So this is where the educational part starts coming in. And I lay this out in the book, and the way I kind of say it, I mean, I just taught this block the other day at a police academy. When people hear white supremacy, generally in America, they think hoods, robes, the KKK. I can tell you from the KKK groups that I was around and infiltrated, I mean, maybe you got some felons in possession of weapons, but on a scale of what I'm getting ready to talk about, it's not even close. Accelerationism around 2018-19 was considered cringe by a lot of white nationalists. You had Adam Waffen, you had the Base, and that was pretty much it. But 2 to 3 years after that, if you're in these dark web apps like Telegram, Riot, Threema, Wire, 4chan, 8chan, 12chan, whatever they're on now, Gab, you will start seeing that the majority of white nationalist groups are now accelerationists. And this is scary because I'll explain to you what an accelerationist is. An accelerationist does not believe there's a political solution to save the white race. They believe that society is going to collapse on its own or from man-made events, and they want to speed it up, hence accelerate.
Right, and they're right. You know, there's no saving the white race. You know, the Lord say, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." You know, it speaks about if his children are multiplied, it is for the sword. Okay. And another thing, America is no different than any other society. Just like the Babylonians fell, just like the Greeks fell, just like the Egyptians fell, you know? You're gonna fall, you know? Or either, let's say if this place was to go on, Esau is afraid that Jake might, breed him out. Because Jake has more kids. Even with that dumb crap they come with, where they say it's more white people over here than Negroes over here in America. That's not true, man. Because Jake have more kids, man. Esau is lying about that. Esau can barely have kids. All right, but Esau know his kingdom is falling. So this is part of the crash out. This is part of their doctrine, that dude is talking about. Let's go back a couple more seconds.
Of white nationalist groups are now accelerationists. And this is scary because I'll explain to you what an accelerationist is. An accelerationist does not believe there's a political solution to save the white race. They believe that society is going to collapse on its own or from man-made events, and they want to speed it up, hence accelerate it. But their belief system they call siege culture. James Mason is a longtime white supremacist, wrote a book called Siege. Don't go buy it or try to, because you'll probably show up on the FBI's list. But it's basically a lot of interviews.
Google it.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can Google it. No, you can Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to get
just say I'm Scott Payne researching. Yeah. But it's called Siege, and it's basically a bunch of interviews, and he puts it together in a book. But this guy idolizes like Charles Manson, other satanic stuff. But the big thing, the shift is, look at Charlottesville. You had everybody marching down the street with picket signs, yelling racial stuff, and the siege culture does not do that. The siege culture thinks that's a waste of time. You're not doing any good for anything, and you're making yourself a mark, a target. Siege culture looks at guerrilla warfare tactics. We're going to stay hidden. We're going to cause chaos through maybe you kill a lefty journalist, maybe you kill an Antifa type, non-whites, blacks, Jews, poisoning water systems, taking down power supplies, derailing trains, anything to kick off. They may have changed the terminology now, but it was called the Boogaloo. They referred to Boogaloo as the D-Day. And then you hear things like they take the scene in the Matrix of red pill and blue pill, and they use that verbiage. If you're red pilled, you're a neo-Nazi, you're an accelerationist. If you're blue pilled, then you're like, hey, what about your mom, your dad? What do they believe? Oh, they're blue pilled.
All right, let's stop that for a second, right? Because he said they want to stay, hidden, They're not exactly, showing their true colors, And know what? We get on some of these Israelite groups about that too, because they walk around with the t-shirt with the fringes and all that. And like, no, bro. I see a lot of Israelites, around the city. I'd be like, oh shit, you got on those fringes. But guess what? You easily stand out, man. So Esau even has enough sense, not to, show his hand. But yet you got niggas walking around with fringes. No, man, you just wear them at camp. You don't be wearing fringes to work, man. All right? To the damn bar, to the bowling alley, Anyways, let's get this. This is Psalm 17:12. Like as a lion that is greedy of its prey, as it were a young lion lurking in the secret places. And that's what they're doing, man. They're not showing their hand, Arise, Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thou sword, right? And that's what they want to bring. Like dude was saying, man. Hey, they want to enhance. They basically want to enhance judgment, or they want to speed up the judgment, which that goes into prophecy, right? Hold on, let's grab this real quick. That's why Yahushua said this. See, it all adds up with prophecy. Matthew 24:22. It says, Matthew 24, I'll start from 21. Matthew 24:21. For then shall great tribulation, such as was not such as was not since the beginning of the world to the time, no nor ever shall be. Right now we see, when you read Daniel 12, it says a time like never before, because Esau is going to go all out, man. All right, they're going to accelerate this thing. All right. they're let's just, I'm gonna put it like this. Let's say if one Edomite planned on bringing one bomb to blow up a place, guess what? They gonna come behind it and bring 10 bombs. All right, and go to another building and put another 10 bombs there, man. You know, hoping that they can bring some kind of order, you know, or a new society in, you know, where they still can rule. Okay, it says, except those days shall be shortened, right? There shall no flesh be saved. So hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai got to shorten the days, but also these devils, man, they're pushing, you know, for their own destruction. You know, when you go into this thing, basically, you know, that's what these devils is basically doing. They're basically pushing for their own destruction. Let's read that over again. It says, except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right, and we're gonna need that, man. Especially with these kind of individuals that exist, you know, that want this to play out.
They're snowed over, which is comical in its own way to me, and its sinister own way, because the scene that they're doing all that based off of in Matrix is Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
They're basing all their verbiage off of a black guy.
And a mixed guy.
All right? But they I mean, just picture like militia meets doomsday prepper meets white supremacist neo-Nazi.
Well, this group, the base.
Yep.
Isn't it running from Russia?
We did learn that the leader, the founder of the group, is a U.S. citizen born, Villanova grad, Army, former Army, Intel, I believe, and at some point had contracted into the Department of Justice. Originally, we had heard FBI, but I never clarified which department, but as like an IT type. So you can look and see, okay, well, when he was in Villanova, you can see stuff he posted. He was not a radical white supremacist. What happened, I don't know. But he now resides in St. Petersburg, Russia, with a Russian wife and Russian kids.
So he runs this white supremacist hate group from Russia.
He did. He's trying to fire it back up, but we pretty much made it defunct when we took the case down.
Hold on. Let's go into commercial.
What the hell did you give my husband?
Rugia.
Yeah, man, but hey, that's what this devil is doing, man. See, people look at things as just, you know, just surface level, man. But it's way deeper than what you think, man. You know, and guess what? The government set up these different kind of groups, man. Because, you know, once you plant that seed, guess what? It's going to spread amongst other groups. And you got people in Congress like this too, man. All right? Because the Democrats, all right, believe in something different, you know, when it go into this, what you call this, when it goes into this accelerationist, you know, both of them have two different beliefs. You know, matter of fact, hold on, let's pause this real quick. Let's pause that. And let's go to it real quick. Let's go to this. Right? This is left accelerationist. It says, believes we should use advanced technology, automation, progress to move toward a more equal post-capitalist society. Right, which that's what they're trying to do now. Speeding up tech automation could free people from work and allow society to organize more fairly. Right. Elon Musk just made a statement that basically He said AI and robots will get rid of homeless. It'll stop homelessness. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's go here real quick. Because Elon and these different elites, they believe this crap too. This is part of, their doctrine that they believe. Let me see if I can find, I might have saved. Oh, hold on, here we go. Right here. I'm glad I saved that. It says, Elon Musk warns the only way to get us out of debt crisis and prevent America and going bankrupt is AI and robotics. We just gonna read a little bit of this. In a wide-ranging conversation on Joe Rogan, Elon Musk offered a characteristically direct assessment of the United States fiscal trajectory, known for speaking bluntly about technology and governance and long-term societal risks. Musk framed the national debt not merely as a political challenge, but as a cultural threat to the country's economic future. His remarks reflect a long-standing concerns he was raised about government inefficiency and declining industry productivity, the need of the oh look, they mentioned the word, and the need for the technological acceleration to maintain global competitiveness. You see? So basically he's speaking of it right there, It says, during the discussion, Musk argued that only way to get us out of debt crisis and prevent America from going bankrupt is AI and robots. A conclusion he reached after observing that he described an unsustainable growth in federal obligations. He noted that interest payments on national debt now exceed major federal expenditures, including the military budget, a comparison he called a personal wake-up call. Let me see. That's probably Marie from that, right? But you see, he's there on this path right here. Right now, they're taking this path. So let's see what the right is going to do. So maybe they're going to take both paths, to their new world order, which is what they're basically doing right now. That's exactly what they're doing. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's exactly what they're doing. It says, idea speeding up tech. You see what I was just reading. So that link up. Idea speeding up tech automation could free people from work and allow society to reorganize more fairly. It says, think, let's accelerate technology so capitalism collapse, then we build something better. You see? And what? That's going to, be the chip, everybody under that one world government. It says, right accelerationism, sometimes extremists, tries to accelerate societies towards a collapse in order to create a new I hate that word, authoritarian and other etho-nationalist order, which I think etho-nationalist or etho-society, it is. Matter of fact, etho-society is when basically a one race society. So basically they just want all Edomites there. No niggas. All right, no Latinos, no Moabites. It says, often tied to dangerous, violent ideologies. Think, maybe society fall apart faster so we can rebuild it in a different and more extreme way. You see, there you have it right there. Let's grab a scripture real quick. Now you see why the scriptures read the way they read, man. Now you see. Because this is what's on this devil mind. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil shall come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? So also part of that short time is them thinking that their race is going to be exterminated, or be breeded out. Or what else? These devils teach, man. Something else these devils is fucking worried about. Won't come to my head. Right? But that's one of the main reasons, all right? Them not exist, which the Lord put it in their spirit to actually think like that, because we know according to the prophecies, man. The book Isaiah speaks about he should have neither son nor nephew, so their race is gonna be cut off, man. Anyways, man, let's go back to this video.
And the base has something called hate camps.
Yeah, well, so we're always training, right? So for me to infiltrate them, they were openly recruiting online, like a lot of extremist groups do. And I answered that call, and then I answered email questions, thorough questions for about a week, back and forth. Then I was told to download the Wire app, which is similar to like WhatsApp. You can do phone calls and stuff like that on it. And in July of 2019, I did about an hour and 15-minute panel interview with approximately 5 people. I clearly knew the leader, Ronaldo Nazzaro. I could tell which one was the leader.
All right, so we just gonna stop right there, man. You can see man, he's on a whole nother level on what we actually think this devil is doing, him bringing the pain, and not even just the different elites, but these white supremacist groups, man. All right, because it's a trickling effect, right? It come from up top, but they set up these little puppets, to mingle into society so they can push their agenda, man. Like these guys that's part of these groups, they don't know Elon Musk, all right, is behind this, man, or any other elite. They don't know that, man. Okay, so with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth. And also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.